Oh no, it's rotate device again.
Just having soup this way.
Yeah, I think they might have changed the format of it. Just have people do it vertically.
It's gonna be part of this.
I can do mine here, and then you can do yours on here.
Unless this is probably gonna be upside down all the time.
It will be, yeah. It might just be best to use mine, and then I'll put mine right here because I don't have anything attached to it. Or just fit it under.
We're making the people crazy right now.
Oh, your phone case is stupid. Sorry.
Yeah. I wonder if this will make a difference without it.
I mean, it's not close enough to make a difference, if that makes sense.
So let's just try it with this.
Is it? Yep, it's on.
Yeah, whenever you're ready to chat. Yeah, I'm sure you've got a lot on your plate.
Very good at stealing money. It turns out, the technology was.
Oh, okay.
No, I met at least two very, very corrupt city council.
Oh, good, yeah.
One woman.
Is January 16th still your date, hopefully? All right.
It's a great one in city council too. But there were two that definitely figured out how to make money.
Okay, good, thank you.
One of them stopped in South Central Community Garden because she was getting money to turn that into a soccer stadium.
Yeah, so like.
And then a guy who was buying lots for a while who figured out where all the development plan was going to be and then made money off of buying development.
You're on YouTube. That's a good one. Doing good.
Okay, there we go.
The specifics of that
More like.
is just shaded, not completely live. Taking money. With the soccer stadium. That's where.
By the podium.
Just figuring things out that are quicker than beautiful and fine.
No, it's inside the tree.
Well, I'm
Where's your
sensitive
microphone, Jimmy?
because I'm.
Where's your microphone at? Was this the one you're feeding off of? This one?
I don't want to know anymore.
Turn it off or turn it on? It's on right now. Testing, testing.
The other one. They were having.
Testing.
They were clearly lying.
Maybe it's not on.
Oh, yeah.
Testing. I can hear it.
I can hear it.
Is that on the,
Not now. It was a minute ago.
It was for a moment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, testing.
That's where
I'll tell you all about it.
Except here's.
These things aren't on, are they supposed to be on?
I sent it to her. I don't know if she has it, so I'll reach out again.
See, it worked for a moment, and then turned off. Testing.
But there was an intern. Hello. And we sitting around.
10 minutes.
We're gonna cut half the staff.
Testing. Hello, 1, 2, 3.
That's on.
But then,
Goes out.
hello.
Make it brighter. Yeah.
Hello. Testing.
Okay.
And it has full battery, I can see the battery on, the battery's fine.
Oh,
Does that one have a battery? I
I
don't think you should be changing.
Nope.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Testing,
Public
testing.
information.
1, 2, 3.
And I think it was out in public, the 7% last time. Well, where is that? And
Or you're trying to pick it up and fix the.
Well,
Where's your phone?
fluctuate that
But
much. Everybody's able to know.
Hey.
exactly.
Testing, testing.
Warning.
See if the light phone is working.
And you didn't know if the word was gonna be free. I bet.
Can we turn my phone back on?
And I can't think that might be live. It seemed like I could be. Yet just got in here.
There's people that's looking for a living.
All good things. You are using, of course, Silva and canvas classes and all that stuff. Okay, so Irish.
Let me see if I can.
All right. That's the big jump.
My first person. To me, there's one guy who's probably your first problem.
You should realize. I'm not.
I don't know what it is.
I'm an okay.
It's also again, which one subsidized.
Over the break, like that, I didn't want to do that. I had this idea.
Yes, there's a PowerPoint. I wasn't expecting it, so.
And my classes are like.
See if I can get it.
One of my classes.
I think basically said he's not sure exactly.
Their secret is
We were talking.
Have you met Kelly? You know Kelly, right?
So that's what.
Is that Kelly? Yeah.
This group that I'm in, it's like supposed to be.
I'll get to know her today.
Yeah, but then she's
working.
You're still on winter break, right?
We are until the 22nd.
Wow, sweaty.
like we're literally not allowed to do that. But they're really how many videos are you doing? How much do they have to watch? It varies from class to class.
I could just. Yeah.
Couple small things. I got 6 videos.
Oh, no.
132.
No, is that real?
It's on like. But if you were sitting in a 3-unit class, that's what we're running 6 hours. I get it. That's what they want to
I don't know. I usually don't go to writers' meetings anymore. I did not get an email today, so.
I'll check with her.
I can text Oscar.
Oh, is she here?
No, I can just text her.
Oh, no.
I think it's because we only have one issue that goes out in January, so we might not have one.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you graduate from this?
No, I still have. I graduated in June. In June.
I don't want to interrupt you right now. I know
Thank you. I
you're
appreciate
kind
it.
of.
No. I'm only here for a few more months. I'm only here for a few more months.
Who are you grooming for your replacement?
Who am I?
Who are you grooming?
I don't have anybody yet.
You can do an interview.
And I appreciate that.
Okay, I gotta get some stuff together.
Kelly? too small. What do you think?
The presentation? Maybe we can make it bigger from here. Because
Zoom?
because from here.
Normally, that's the focus. What we've done in the past, we've moved it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll move it back, but then we'll have to move.
Do you know where she's gonna be standing? Do you know where she's gonna stand?
Is that where this is aimed?
I can aid mine over there as well. Well, somewhat. It's not fully getting the podium. Should we move the podium closer? For presentation.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Is it? Yeah, that's good.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get started, so we invite you to go ahead and take your seats at this time. Already past 2:30. If you have people tune in on Facebook, Welcome, welcome. It's our first meeting for the first month of the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. My name is Leanna Percucci. I work locally here in downtown Fullerton in Matador Cantina, and I am the board chair of the Fullerton Collaborative, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. We have an amazing presentation, and I know all of you are interested in hearing the updates we have about how we're doing work for the homeless community here in the city of Fullerton. Before we get started with our presentation, I would also like to acknowledge that we have council members Shauna Charles and Ahmad Zara here. Thank you for attending. We appreciate you very much. Yes, let's clap for them and representing for our city. We appreciate you being here very much. Okay, so without any further ado, we're going to get started. And we are going to be having 3 presenters. All of these presenters are actually board members of our collaborative, so we're so happy to have these amazing individuals on our board. And we are going to start first with Ms. Kelly Fritzl. She's the Executive Director of the Hope Center of Orange County. Let's hear it for Kelly. Come on in, Kelly.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming out on this rainy day. I'm excited to be here. Many of you have seen me before, and I think I've presented on the Hope Center for 3 years. Actually, it has been 3 years, so I kind of finally feel that we're moving forward. We have staff, we have vehicles, we're going. So I have some slides, but just to kind of go over what the Hope Center is. The Hope Center is homeless outreach and proactive engagement. Its goal, and our goal, is to not have PD respond to homeless calls, but case managers, social workers, clinicians, and so that's where we're going. It will take a while, and we're gonna probably hit some bumps, but we already are doing outreach without the police with us. We already have worked with Jason and another church to get a gentleman into a shelter on Friday, so we're out there doing it already, but we're gonna be doing it at a grand scale. So, what's different about the Hope Center than what every city is doing? So when I worked for the city of Fullerton, and our council member there was my council member, and the new council member, she was on one of my boards, so it's so nice, congratulations. So I had to ask anybody, what is your connection to Fullerton? And if they said no connection, I said, okay, thank you, and walked, and left the homeless person there. That's what we do as cities. It is not good, it's not right. So we have 10 cities that we're not doing that anymore. We're gonna say, you're homeless, how can we help you? We have 250 beds we have access to, some over, we're getting more and more as we go. So we're really excited about taking away that silo of what city, I only can help my city. That's a huge silo. We are working with the county jointly, we are working with Medicaid, we are working to where we can get a homeless person enrolled, presumed eligible, into a clinic right then and there. Not filling out the forms, waiting for 24 hours, and then they have to have a mailing address because they have to mail back everything. So that's the difference. Everything is digital. It is going to be, I hope it's going to be completely transparent and good for everybody, because all of my numbers you can see. You can see how many calls we've done, what services we provided, and this will be on our website. So it's going to be data driven. And we may have to change how we do things because how we think we should do it, it's not working. But what is working in the last 3 years working with the county is they're going to 7 days a week. Homeless outreach, case management on the streets 7 days a week. That's huge. That is a big first step. And so we will be able to do this, not 24/7. Nobody in the world thinks we should be 24/7 because we don't want to be renting homeless at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So the county is adding 20 case managers to North Orange County. So we will have 50 case managers out of the Hope Center every day. Right now, it'll just be counties on Saturday and Sunday, but we'll get them. So, what are the benefits? Case management, it's street outreach. We're not having homeless come up to our building. We're going out on the streets 7 days a week. So, the cool thing also, I think it's cool, I've been in homelessness for about 10 years now. And we used to get somebody, and then we'd have to sit there and dial for somebody to pick up a phone. Hey, do you have any beds? Hey, can I bring somebody? Do you have any availability? I would be on the phone for 2 hours for one client. And that made no sense. Then I would have to wait to transport that client to that service. So one person could take 4 hours. Now what we've done, let's see, you said it was simple. We're doing dispatch. So starting, get this date, it's a change date, starting January 30th, all the calls for homelessness that come into Fullerton, Reinhardt, and Stanton, starting with 3 cities, will go to 10 cities within a month. So you better be ready. But they will be transferred to the Hope Center. So they'll be transferred up to where I live, and then we'll dispatch. We will have all 10 cities, case managers, we'll have the county case managers, we'll have my staff, I have 6 full-time case managers, and we will be dispatched out. We will go in teams of 2. At one point, we'll say, oh, we know this person, and looking up on our outreach with our app, we know this person, case manager is so-and-so. We'll call them and say, hey, can you reach us? Can you meet us out there? Because there's a call on them. So this is all going to be dispatched to all the case managers. Sometimes we will need to take the PD out. If we have a client and it's been noted in their outreach that they have tendencies to be violent, we will take a police officer out there. But again, our goal is not to have them out. So this will all be dispatched. We can track. So my calls, not that he ever does, and says there's a homeless person at Orange Thorpe that really needs help. He can find out that so-and-so was dispatched and they'll be there in 10 minutes. Now, it's like Uber Eats, you guys. I mean, I've been playing with it for a week. So it will give me the best route to the location I've been defined at. So as I'm going, I can be calling them to say, hey, I'm gonna be there in 10 minutes, hang on, I'm on my way. Now, it's 10 minutes on some of the outlying cities, but we're up here in Fullerton, so in Fullerton would be 3 or 4 minutes probably. So this is how dispatch will work. And dispatch will be starting off 5 days a week, goal is 7 days a week. But what's really, again, shelter bed reservations. So every morning you have to call and say, how many beds do you have? Okay, you have 1 male, 1 female, and a couple. Cool. There's 20 of them, right? Then it's like lotto and you're out trying to find your homeless client to get them into the shelter bed. So, but you're picking up. Then you get somebody like, hey, I know you had a female bed, I had a female, oh, it's taken. We have completely put everything in this outreach program. So every bed has a scan mark on it. Every morning they say it's vacant or it's taken. And then I know by looking at my app, the Placentia Navigation Center has 4 beds. And so then I'm like, ooh, I'm out doing outreach and I find somebody that finally says it's ready. I push the button to reserve it. All of his information is already in the app because we've been doing case management on it. So I can say, I want to reserve the bed. Within 20 minutes, guess what? I get a yes or a no within 20 minutes, and I haven't had a call. Then I have 2 hours to get my client to the shelter. And that might be needed because we have to drop some stuff off or stop at a medical, but then we take them and we put them in the shelter. And then the shelters are tracking them with us, right? So our biggest thing is sometimes we have people that walk out of the shelter. I don't know, I'm not informed. Well, now we will be informed. So to me, what it really does, it also will put their likes and dislikes. Bridges at Kramer, they have bunk beds. Well, some people don't like bunk beds, or they have 2 dogs, or everything, their likes and dislikes, we'll know, so we can match, and we can actually have a good match. So it's not like, I know so-and-so hates the Placentia Navigation Center, but they love the Brandon Park one. So why am I gonna waste my time trying to produce when he's walked away from times? Let me go and try to get into the Brandon Park. So, like I said, this launch, we're doing a soft launch next week, but we're doing all the training for all the new staff members and all the new case managers out there, starting on the 16th, 17th. So, I'm excited about it. I'm a complete nerd when it comes to this because I was in government, using past tense, for 33 years. And I think it's exciting that we're thinking outside the box. We're not worried about city boundaries. There are homes. It's not Fullerton, it's not Bryas, there are homes. So, I have some numbers, I do have some printouts for this, so I can give this to you. I have about 25 flyers that kind of talk about what the Hope Center is, but I wanted to kind of talk about the new things and not something I've been talking about for 3 years. So, but I don't know if you want me to take questions or to hand it off to Jason.
We can start questions for you. And then, yeah. If anybody has any questions for Kelly?
Go ahead, Councilmember.
Thank you for all the work you've done, and I know this is a long time in the works, so I remember, the conversation started back in 2019, on this, so I'm really happy where it's going and proud of the work you've done. My question is, when is this gonna be rolled out to the general public?
So on the 30th, the dispatching will be rolled out. So what we're doing some videos, bringing it over about what is the Hope Center, how to call in, when to call in, and so that we'll be seeing a lot more of that in the next 2 weeks. And so I'm kind of glad it gave me another week to do this. Our website is being fixed. Right now we have to use .com because .org isn't working. The fun things we're dealing with. But we're rolling out at the end of the month.
And will the participating cities all promote this on their websites?
Yes. Yeah. That's why we're just starting with Stanton and Parking Us, because it will give us every hiccup. It's only ×3 and not ×10. Thank you.
I want to thank you as well. Your work has been remarkable, so thank you. When you do have a client that ends up in one of the shelters, do they keep the same case management or do they change over case management?
That's been the problem. See, we would assume that the shelters take over case management. And now we've realized that really doesn't happen. So we're going to keep our clients. Dr. Charles.
Questions, re-elected officials. Yeah, so, and again, thank you. And just to understand a little bit more, so in terms of when they get placed, when people are placed, how long do they stay in that bed placement? And then, assuming that they don't walk out, before their time is up. And then also what other services, you mentioned some medical services, are there also mental health services, or all these navigation centers have to wrap around?
All of them have wraparound, and we're going to have wraparound. Not everybody wants to go into a shelter. So what we're going to have to do is respect that somebody's going to sleep on the corner of Orange Store. In the meantime, we're going to take out social services, and we're going to take out people to do the outreach in those services right there in the field. We will, work with the shelters. Our goal is to have better shelter requirements. So what we've been working with the county on, and this makes perfect sense, but it doesn't happen. So common sense is not always there. There are only certain hours that shelters do intake. So our biggest complaint, and you've been with me, on a Friday night at 4:30, I finally get somebody that I've been trying to get into shelter for 3 years, and he says, yes, I know there's a bed available. And we have to say, can we see you Monday at 9 a.m.? Because they're not doing shelter intake. So our goal in the North Orange County area is to do a 24/7 intake. When somebody's ready and we have a bed for them, there should be no stop. So we're working with that with our 2 shelter operators, and one's a little bit more there. When you do an intake, it's a lot of questions, and it's like, what are your housing goals? What is this? Well, you don't have to do that in the middle of the night. You take them in, you get their basics, you give them a bed, and you let them go to sleep on the bed. Then the next day you can do it. But we're working on it. The county says it's a good idea. They're going to try to do it the next year or two themselves. So, but we will continue to follow. All of the other thing is we're making all the shelters, well, Placentia and Park. They're putting what services they provide into Outreach Grid now too, so we can track it. And if we see this person that we know needs a detox somehow, then we will go there and get the detox.
Is that how many nights are they allowed to stay in the
120 days. That's the goal. So we've had somebody at one shelter for 385 days. And then we find out, they've had a job for 300 days. They've been using it as their sleeping arrangements. But after 120 days, they're not working the plan. And we want people that are working the plan to get into housing, whether it be supportive, permanent supportive housing, affordable housing, room share, whatever we can do.
You might have just answered this in connection with your statement about detox, but I'm still a little bit confused. If you place a person in a shelter, will the shelter staff be primarily responsible for connecting the services, or will Hope Center still be involved in connecting that particular person to services?
It is I'm gonna use the term it depends. It depends on what shelter it is and what case manager it is. Let's say a gentleman we placed on Friday was a veteran. So VOALA and their veterans are going to be taking the lead on him because they can get him more services. And right now, when you have a 64-year-old homeless, I'm not the person that's going to get him into housing.
Can you talk about what this looks like for families with kids? What are the services and options for families?
We have the family services program, family solutions, sorry about it. So we'll connect them with family solutions. We have 3 family shelters in all of Orange County. That's North, Central, and South. And it's really tough when it comes to families. We don't have enough shelter beds for family shelter beds. And you can't mix, you can't have single men and families, that just isn't good. I thought about it. And I got criticized heavily. But what we really need to do is get more housing, more affordable housing. So on average, a family gets Section 8 voucher, right? Everybody's like, yeah, you got your Section 8 voucher. It is taking 12 to 24 months for a family to find a rental. In the meantime, we're trying to put them into either apartments or transitional housing. So housing is going to be the key. But we also are finding some reasons why it's taking a little too long too. So working with the Orange County Housing Authority, we are looking at options. But we'd love to speed that up.
These would still be the right numbers to call your employers and those to start ability to respond is limited.
We're lucky, Pathways to Hope also is one of our access points for family solutions. His OC in Placentia is another access point, so we're pretty lucky in this area to have 2, very good access points.
Thank you so much, Kelly. That's something we've been waiting for. And next up, we have Mr. Jason Phillips, who's been working in this area since I've known him. As a fellow board member. Here you go, Jason.
Just a couple things again on Hope Center. Which you talked about, and it goes to what I'll be sharing about our task force, our subcommittee, is that, so they're the case management outreach people that in between to walk them and help them find that next solution. They're not in charge of the resources that are available, right? So we need housing. We need other solutions. One reason maybe someone stays in the shelter longer is that there's no place for them to go next. But then as Kelly shared, that having that case management walk with the client so that if they get into a shelter, that there is some sort of housing plan or some sort of thing to figure out. Just really quick to share the story, we have Brian here. There he is. He called me and said, hey, there's this guy who's from our congregation, who's been around for a long time, find out some information that he was in recuperative care, and then I contact Kelly because we don't have the number up yet, so, but it was kind of like a nice little story of the journey of a man who was experiencing homelessness, someone who's a friend, right, who has some sort of relational community contact with that person, but has no access to know, what do I do, where do I go, right? Well, now we have expert resource here in North Orange County that we can call and say, we have case management, here he got to be a friend, and we're like, it was again late at night, and he's like, I can get him a hotel room for the night. The next morning, there was a person there, input him, and Brian said, I can pay for another night, so I sent back in this email chain, hey, we can do another night. We need another night, but then now he's in a place. So it's those sort of solutions that now this gentleman wasn't stuck, right? Or someone who wants to do a good thing, and I'm gonna get this person a hotel room for 2 nights, but what's the end game? I got him a hotel room for 2 nights, and that's nice, but they're not connected to solutions. And I think hopefully what we're gonna find out with all this collaboration and with what we're doing with our subcommittee is figuring out what again are those gaps that we need to come for. And so the 3 things that we've been focusing on with our subcommittee, we decided we want to focus on coordination. So who's doing what, right? What do they have coming online? What do they want to do? And how do we see this as a whole picture connected to how we're ending homelessness? Coordinate, then again, what are the needs? Start figuring out what are the gaps we're experiencing, because now we're having not just one single organization looking at this piece, but all the people who are at play looking at this problem and going, we need to move directions this way. One thing that Robert brought up, which is his soapbox, is detox. And why can't I think of the word? You explained the 2 things. So,
substance abuse in general.
Yes.
Detox and residential.
Yeah, and we don't have a lot of those access. So we have to go, this is a stuck position. We know this is a problem, and I'm not gonna open up a place, but what do we need to do so that we have access to these resources here in Fullerton? And so that becomes advocacy. What do we need to start advocating together for, right? Because we're all looking at this problem and seeing that we need the solution, whether it be housing or substance abuse or mental health. We need more resources because we're stuck. And then education, right? What do we need to educate our people on? I come from the faith community and wanting to coordinate our faith community on a lot of this stuff, but do we need to educate our city council on what is homelessness? What are the problems our city and our county are facing? Do we need to educate our schools? Do we need to educate our business owners? Because when you start to know or understand the problem, then you're like, oh. So, again, going back to our gentleman who, they were looking for housing. So here's 2 pastors going, why is this a problem? I've got this guy, Jack, I shouldn't have said his name, sorry. I've got this, that's not his real name. I've got this guy, Buster, and Buster, he's ready, he needs housing. And then we go, I'm sorry, there aren't any. Those resources aren't available. And then we have more people seeing that the system is stuck. Now we have more advocates and more support for our city council, for our government officials to know that, no, our community wants and needs this for our neighbors. And so thinking of those 3 things, we're working together to figure out how do we help in people's homelessness? And so those three things we're focusing on are coordination of the resources and the things that are being provided, advocacy, and education. Coupled with this, and I think this is what is kind of beautiful, I mean, we're a collaborative, right? So we already have this heart. Those who come here are like, we can't do this on our own. We only are playing one piece of the puzzle, and so we need one another to make the collective impact that we want to see happen. And Leanna shared that I've been involved in homelessness care, so for the last 10 plus years, working in this, and the city and city government was not a good partner. There wasn't this play of collaboration. And how the Hope Center came to be was the North Orange County Public Safety Task Force was like, here are the problems we're facing. We can't do it alone. Let's work on it together. And so I went to, a couple of us went to their meeting at the end of last year, and I'm like, this is amazing that police chiefs are working with one another and trying to figure out solutions to help in homelessness. And then the chiefs came to Jay, who's on the board here, myself, and one of our other chaplains, and said, we can't do it alone. We need the faith community. And Councilman Zahara asked, are these other cities going to put it on their website? And so what we're helping is, a lot of times the faith community is the first touch point for a lot of our neighbors experiencing homelessness, for maybe multiple reasons. And so starting to educate them, and now you have this resource. You don't have to be lost calling 211 over and over again and not finding any solution. But you have now a resource to call and a partner in ending this contact point. And in Fullerton, we've kind of had that a lot. James is sitting here, and I don't know how many people I've sent to Pathways to Hope Hub, and so we're starting to have these resources, and we can start educating the people who are the touch points, and that really, to me, is all our neighbors, right? Our businesses, they might see someone who's experiencing homelessness as a problem. And what we want to start to educate and reframe for people, no, these are our neighbors. They're just happen to be experiencing something bad right now. We can work alongside of that. So between the faith community collaborative, which we're trying to get started, not just in our city, but in all the cities, the 10 cities that are partnering with the Hope Center. We're working with all those faith communities, nonprofits who are doing some sort of service of homelessness. So let's come together on a regular basis and let's focus on these three things that we might find an overlap in, which is coordinated care, advocacy, and education. So that's kind of where we're at with the task force and the faith community. But I do want to see, like, we've been doing this collaboration for a long time, and now we're seeing like the government do that and our cities do it. I just think that's such a gift, and that deserves a thank you. And they're kind of modeling in some ways. I've been really surprised, so thank you, Kelly. And as the chief was here to thank him as well. But any questions?
When's the next meeting?
I don't know, Lisa, when is the next meeting? Well, why don't you just tell us, because you know I'm going to get the date and time wrong.
Our subcommittee will meet next Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and most likely the Hope Center. If the Hope Center is not available, then we've met at OCN. It's usually one of those two locations.
Lisa should have just been, you're next on the list of who's supposed to share.
Okay, thank you so much, Jason. Let's put our hands together for Jason. All right, next we have Lisa McFerrin from Fullerton College, and she is going to speak speak about the work that they've been doing.
I wasn't prepared. That's what
Lisa, you're always prepared.
I thought Jason and I co-chair the homelessness task force. I can share how Fullerton College is providing services for our students. So a number of years ago, there was a nationwide study called the Real College Survey that provided us with data to help us understand how our students were facing food insecurity and homelessness. And it really helped us expand our understanding of what homelessness is for college students. And it might look more like couch surfing or staying with friends, but it's not having steady housing. And so when this national data came out, we had localized data, it triggered legislation at the state level. And it was really a blessing because prior to some legislation changing, we weren't able to utilize state-funded resources to help students in this area. It was seen as a gift from public funds. So we couldn't run our food bank as well as we do now because it was all volunteer-led. We collected donations to stock the shelves. And so really what it did is it helped us leverage new funding to then enter into a partnership with Pathways of Hope as a service provider. So much like what Jason was saying, not every organization can provide the level of services that are required to meet needs, but you can collaborate. And so what we now have is a fully functioning food pantry that it's lovely. It almost looks like you're walking into a Sprouts market, and that's very intentional because what we were finding is even though we were offering these services, our students, one roadblock we're facing is our students thought somebody else needs it more than me, and so they weren't going. Or and so we thought, how do we just kind of present this in a way that's this is a service provided to all students, and kind of making it look more like a shop. It was just very helpful, kind of breaking down some barriers. So that's really related to food insecurity. But what that space has then provided us is a physical location to also send students to receive referral services. So it's staffed with Pathways of Hope. I'm looking over at you. I'm sorry. So it's just been very it's helped our community just respond better to the needs of our students. And what I'd like to see long term is how can the college enter a conversation about affordable housing and housing for our students? Because I think long term strategies really have to be looking at how do we bring down rent that is affordable to college students. We are a college town, and ideally we want to see kids start K through 8 district, go to the high school, come to Fullerton College, then on to Cal State Fullerton and live and thrive. And how do we make our community affordable so we can keep generations here? And with that, we need to think about affordable housing. So I would like to see our committee sort of really develop our voice so we can come into this conversation with better advocacy. And that's a work in progress. I am so moved by the Hope Center because I do see that as a result of many, many different conversations and people articulating that it was needed. And our homelessness task force pre-COVID kind of became the city's homelessness task force. There was a strategic plan that was developed in a very short period of time, and most of the folks on that strategic plan group were our homeless subcommittee. And so wonderful, rewarding feeling that there's fruits of our labor are coming in actual development of public services. And so it takes so much time, right? It takes years, but if we don't have community support, community organizations saying the services are needed, then they just don't happen. And so I look at the Hope Center and I go, I think I helped with that a little tiny bit. advocating for these things, it creates roots, and it's really good for our community. So, I'm sorry, I can talk about this off the fly. I'm sorry I wasn't more prepared.
I was about to say, it sounded like you were completely.
Yeah, this is my first day, so thank you.
Very easy to talk about something you're passionate about, so thank you, Lisa, so much. Well, thank you, everybody. Do we have any other questions for our speakers before we move on to our committee updates? No? Okay, with that, we are going to move up to our subcommittee reports. Christian or Bev, who's coming up? Christian, come on up. And he represents our Next Gen Youth Empowerment Group.
I won the coin toss for the meeting today. Hi everyone, happy Monday, so great to see you all, happy New Year. My name is Christian Esteban, I'm the Executive Director of Play Scholars, and I have the pleasure of co-chairing the Next Gen Youth Subcommittee with one Bev Berryman, great conservatives back there. We just had our meeting, our first meeting of the year last Thursday. Wonderful turnout. We get together once every 2 months as leaders of youth-serving nonprofit organizations to really discuss what are the things that our population, our residents, our clients are experiencing in our corners of the community. And so we would like to invite all of you to join in on those conversations. Our next one is happening the first Thursday of March. I don't know what day that is yet. That's going to be the first Thursday in March at noon. And that'll be on Zoom. And again, that's going to be just a wonderful opportunity to invest 45 minutes once every 2 months to be able to share with others in the community. What are some of the things happening at my organization? What are some things that are happening at your organizations that I can bring back to my community? And really finding organic ways to be able to have a greater impact on the youth in our city. So we hope to see you there. And if you're not already on our Next Gen email list, please come see me after the meeting and we'll make sure that we're in touch. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Christian. Okay, do we have Daniela here for our early childhood?
She's doing professional development today. We really don't have an update since our last meeting,
Okay.
so I'm happy to come up if you'd like me to share. But it's just that we do have our next meeting coming up on Monday, January 30th at 3:30 p.m.
Perfect, because we haven't had a meeting since last week, right? Yeah, all right. So if you're interested in joining our early childhood group, they're an amazing group. They're doing lots of amazing work, so please join them on January 30th at 3:30. And do we have Peter here?
No, I have his update.
You have his update. You can bring me the microphone. Are you coming up?
Let me go ahead and bring it to me.
And Peter represents our Move More, Eat Healthy subcommittee.
So I'm going to read this and I'm going to show the flyer. So he said, beginning 2023, Move More Eat Healthy would like everyone in the city of Fullerton to continue to prioritizing their health and well-being. We are in New Year's, we're doing resolutions, right? As a result, we have launched our Winter Wellness Challenge to begin in the new year. With the Winter Wellness Challenge, we are asking members of the community, so we're asking everyone here and also our members that we work with as well in our different capacities, to set a maximum of one of the following 4 goals. So you have 4 goals. To focus on my plate, which is fruits and vegetables. You can also focus on your mental health as we're looking at the new year, and also daily mindfulness activities. And I have, he has provided a calendar which I will also be able to share with the collaborative members, and you can share with the community as well. Drink more water, less sugary beverages, and also get more physical activity. 30 minutes for adults and 1 hour a day, for play with kids. They're actually going to be incentivizing you to do this. There'll be a $100 gift card to the top participant, the person who completes the most daily challenges in our monthly calendar. And so if you go to the monthly calendar, if you want to put the monthly calendar there, it actually has different challenges. And then there's also the QR code that we'll be able to share as well. So the monthly calendar, so there's all activities, and so we provide that. You can also go to the Move More Eat Healthy website. It will provide the calendar as well, so you do as many activities and you can be entered into win $100. And then there's a QR code as well, and I'll put that up as soon as I get back to my chair. the scan and be able to commit to doing at least one of those 4 things. So, perfect.
Thank you, Debbie. I like how it said try doing 25 sit-ups. That's how we feel right now. At least we can try, right? Okay, well, we got through all of our work that we needed to get through, and we have about 17 minutes left. And I'd love to be able to go around the room for you to share. We're here to collaborate and connect. So if you have any announcements for your organization or anything, raise your hand. I'll bring the microphone over and we can make those announcements. All right, here we go. We'll start over here.
Hi everybody, I'm Ruby where I'm University as an adjunct professor, and this month is Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention Month. So we have a lot of activities coming up, including an event that's happening on January 18th at Cal State Fullerton. They are the host for us, but we will have some Fullerton School District students attending, as well as students from throughout Orange County to come and learn about human trafficking. But I want to let you know about a couple of other events that are happening, including this Wednesday at Vanguard University in Costa Mesa. We're going to be having a film screening on the film Sextortion, and it's at 6 p.m. at Vanguard University. If you want to see me, unfortunately I don't have a flyer with me, but I'd be happy to share more details if you need it. And also we have upcoming our annual conference, Ensure Justice on Human Trafficking. There'll be great opportunities, especially for people who work with youth, including educators, to learn more about this issue. It's March 3 and 4, and I've got flyers for anybody that would like to join us.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jennifer Funes. I'm the Community Relations Specialist for Cal Optima Health. So I do have some announcements to share. First, we have expanded our team. So I just wanted to meet one of my new colleagues, Tracy. She's one of our Community Relations Specialists. And then I have Monica Leyva. She's our newest Senior Community Relations Specialist. So you'll be seeing them around. Second, we do have some upcoming virtual events, and this month we're actually doing a virtual resource fair on housing in Orange County. I see housing is it's a topic to be talked about. So tomorrow's session will be focused on housing resources for youth, so 17 and under. Next week it'll be on families, so those with minor children. The following week will be on pregnant women and their mothers, and the last session will be taking place January 31st on individuals ages 18 and older. And second, we're also having an info series on National Snapshot on homelessness for older adults, and that'll be on January 18th. If you like the flyer, it does have the registration links that you can also register with and also share with your colleagues and your networks. Feel free to see me after. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name's Rosario. I'm training for young ages 18 to 28 in medical assisting construction, and our newest program is now child development. We're actually going to be starting that program this Friday, so we're very excited about that. We actually, aside from providing them the free training, free. Once they're done with their training, then we help connect. We have a couple classes coming up. So for our medical assisting class, the next one is going to be on February 16th. And our next construction class is going to be on February 13th, I believe. And we are just accepting applications for anyone that you may be interested in those types of, in starting a career in those fields, right? As well as we are looking to see if anyone is interested for any information sessions, whether it be for any clients that they may have, or even just the staff, right? Just to share those resources, just so people know that we're here and we're just looking to help whoever is interested in starting that path.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Colleen Morris, the Director of Administrative Services with the Fullerton School District. We have so many exciting things always happening in our district. Today is a rich day of professional development for our staff. Still going on for some of our staff right now, and our students start back tomorrow. And if you want to check out some of that, you can follow me on Twitter at Morris Helene or hashtag FSDCell, S-E-L, FSDCell. But what I wanted to say that might be most interesting to this particular group is fentanyl. I know
Last month when we were here together, you saw some of our staff and staff from the high school district presenting information about fentanyl, and we gave you a little plug, and I just want to put in one more reminder that the high school district, in partnership with us as well, is putting on an information night. It is going to be on January 26th, so a little bit later this month, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. at Fullerton High School, and it's going to be an education night about fentanyl. So it's free for anybody that wants to come, so I just wanted to put that out there if you're interested, so you have that information. Thank you so much. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Lara and I am from School on Wheels. We are a non-profit organization that offers free tutoring sessions to students K through 12 experiencing homelessness. We started working in North Orange County recently, and I am here to reach out to the community to meet different organizations. I see people from the school district, from Fullerton College, different organizations. We would like to connect with you to help us with two things. One, any family experiencing homelessness and would like tutoring sessions for their children, we want you to direct them to us. We would love to help them. And two, we are offering volunteering opportunities to everyone, including each one of you, college students, family, friends, neighbors. Please direct them our way. We would appreciate your support.
Anybody else?
Hi everyone, I'm the other Dr. Stout with Dr. S Nonprofit Consulting. It's hard to believe Debbie and I have been doing this for 19 years as of 2023, but earlier last year we started to analyze the number of questions that we get on email, phone calls, or texts from students and out in the community, and we used that to put together a new section on our website as basically a free community service. So one of the questions we get a lot is, where can I see a counselor? Is there a place I can get low-cost counseling? So we have a list on our website now of all the nonprofit counseling centers countywide. And you can go there to the city and click on their website and get someone into counseling. We get asked a lot about jobs in the nonprofit arena here in Orange County. So we added a job board there. Not that we're putting jobs up, but to point people in the direction of the folks that are doing that in the county. And the third one, interesting, we get a lot of calls, people asking us, where are the meetings? Like, who's meeting on this topic or that topic? And so we spent several months gathering every meeting in the county that we could hear of about anything related really to human services, and we put that on our website as well. So if someone asks you, is anybody meeting on prescription drugs? You could go to our website, find that prescription drug task force, go to their website, and also look at where they're meeting and when. It's at drsconsulting.org.
One more.
We have a virtual comment.
Virtual comment.
And it's from WTLC. We are excited to have our clothing drive pop-up on January 19th at WTLC, open to the community. We are providing a fair trade and raising awareness of Orange County human trafficking. So once again, Thursday the 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. at WTLC.
Gotta love technology, huh? That's pretty cool. Okay, well, thank you for all those shares. We appreciate it. We have one more order of business. Kelly was part of our board as an employee of the city of Fullerton, but now, and then took a mini break. And now we would, our board has asked her to rejoin, and she would like to accept the position of being on the board representing the Hope Center. But you are our voting body. So in order to have her be part of our board, we would need our general meeting membership to vote her in. So I would need somebody to make a nomination for Kelly. Jay, you make a nomination for Kelly to be on the board?
His doesn't count though, does it?
I don't know if it does, because he's on the board.
And also,
It counts double.
And then also all the members are listed here and also on your agenda. So
Oh, look at all these members.
we have amazing members. So
Amazing
you
group.
are able, if you're a member, you're able to vote. And if you're not a member, join to become a member.
Okay, you second then? All in favor of Kelly being on our board? Aye. Look at how popular you are, lady. Anybody opposed? Welcome back to the board, Kelly, and thank you for all the work you're doing at the Hope Center. We really appreciate it. So with that, we're gonna be able to end a couple minutes early. We are in no rush. We have this room until 4. I know I had to ask you to sit down to start the meeting, so now keep that networking going. We have until 4 o'clock. You saw different people announce different events. This is your chance to grab them to get those specifics. And we look forward to seeing you in 1 month. Thank you, everybody, and Happy New Year.
To talk to that lady of how old you need to be for that. Yeah.